I'm moving slow.
Push my chair.
Here. Hi, little pampered chocolate. How are ya? Wow. Wow, oh. And what's your name? My name is Anita. Anita Bath. Anita Bath. Could you tell us about yourself, Anita? You married, you have a family. Well, what's your name, little girl? What's your name? Marie. Marie. Well, Marie, no, I am not married. I am not married. I don't think, though, that I haven't had my chance to get married. I had been to the rodeo a lot of times. Look at this. But, no, I have I have cats. A lot of cats. Do you like cats? Do you like lots of cats? Not so much. Anita, how long have you sold Pampered Chef? That's a great question, little Marie. And are you related to Donnie by any chance? So cute. Well, anyway, just to tell you the truth, I really could have started Pampered Chef. Actually, little Doris and I, we knew each other way back when. And it was my idea for Pampered Chef, and Doris stole the idea. And so, really, really, everything that Nancy Jo Ryan knows, I taught her. So that's where she got. So what do you love about selling Pampered Chef? Well, lots and lots of things. First of all, I get to get dressed up to come to conferences and stuff like this. And yeah. And really what I like is doing shows, because one of the reasons I like doing shows is I get to get out of my house, because remember the cats, and I get to go to other people's houses and cook and eat, because I really like to eat at my parties. And you know, usually they got a few drinks, and I have a few drinky poos before I start. So how many do you do a month? Oh, well, I try to do like one, you know, because I don't really need to eat that much, and the cats really need me. So, you know, all this business about doing 2 shows a week, I do one. I try to do one, yeah. So, how do you get your hosts to have great parties? Oh, my gosh. Well, first of all, they just want to have a good party because of me. You know, I just really just tell them I'm going to come, and I'm going to get dressed up and have a party for them. I'm not really big on all that host coaching, you know, all that talking to the host and all that, because first of all, I got problems with my teeth. Can't talk real well. I got polygriff all over my mouth. It is disgusting. And now I pretty much know why people with dentures have bad breath. It is awful. It is not pretty. But, you know, I just kind of call them, and then, well, what I do a lot of times is I go to the house a couple times before the party, you know, and invite myself to dinner and kind of get to know them a little bit. Because, you know, and then they like to see my pussies. I bring those kitties with me. And that just kind of cements the relationship. And we have a good time. I sell a ton of cigarette peelers and a ton of hand scrapers, because, you know, my customers cannot afford that rock crack, and I'm really afraid to say rock cracks at my show. I never know what's going to come up, you know. So I just can't even say that word. And, you know, my people, that Tennille, Captain and Tennille, where are you? I cannot sell that double burner grill pan to save my soul. I just tell them, oh my God, you can't afford that, girls. So I'll just, you know, just buy some pan scrapers. So it's working really well for me. So let's wrap up, Anita. What advice do you have for all these conference attendees? Well, my little chocolate. Let me just tell you. First of all, I would say have fun at your parties. And I would say follow my lead and basically I would say never do what this lady told you to do. And I'm going to spend a few minutes, if I can get rid of the polygraph. A few tips of what I really think you should do, so give me half a minute. Let's give it up for it!
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It is atrocious, that stuff.
You want some water?
You want some water? You want some water?
I want it. Okay. The girls basically told me to do whatever I wanted to, so hey, you know. Do not ever give me carte blanche with your meeting. I'm not going to take up a whole lot of your time because there's some really great speakers tonight. But what I wanted to do is just take you back in time 4 years and to my business, what it was 4 years ago, and kind of tell you some things that I changed. And if you need to do some changing in your business, you let me know and I can help you with that. All right. About 4 years ago. You've apparently been to the rodeo a lot. Love me some men. All right. Let's do this thing. This will all be edited out, right? All right. 4 years ago, I was a senior executive director. I had all the requirements, and I was riding high with my business. It really was a great time of my career. I had worked for 14 years to get to that point. So how many of you have been in the business 10, 14 years? You've been doing this for a while, right? And I got it up to senior executive director. And then what happened is what happens to a lot of businesses. In 1 year, I lost 8 directors. Wow. 8. And I was down to being an executive director, which is still a great spot to be. But it's a little hard on the psyche, and it's a little hard on the paycheck, and it was a little hard all the way around. So what I had to do is step back and figure out what I could do to rebuild this business, right? So if you're ever at a point where you have to figure out what to change or what needs to be done, quit laughing, Jen.
Who could stop?
You have to assess what needed to be done. So first of all, I had to figure out why was I losing directors and how could I get some directors back. So if you have a game plan or if you have a plan to grow your business, the first thing you have to figure out is what do you need. And in my business, I needed directors. But you just can't pull directors out of your toilet paper, you know. You have to figure out what you have to start with. So I had to go back to the beginning. So it took my team 4 years to redevelop itself, to get to the point where my directors were strong enough so that they could be on their own and then we could develop some new ones. And I have to say, I'll tell you kind of the game plan that we used. But starting in November, it had been 4 years, and from November to May, we developed 7 directors. And we hadn't developed any in 4 years, right? So first of all, if you need directors, you need people, you need recruits, right? But if you need recruits, you got to have bookings and you got to have shows. So we really went back and we took the next couple of years to solidify my director's show schedules. We didn't really talk about recruiting, we talked about shows. Because if you're somebody who's been kind of deluded for the last couple of years that it was okay just to do Facebook parties, catalog parties, online parties, offline parties, all this stuff, it really was a house of cards. I have to tell you, I've seen some businesses nearly destroyed by just doing that. Because our products were designed to be shown to people, right? People need to see them. Our recipes were intended to be tasted, right? And we were intended to be in front of people, because being in front of people is where you meet all kinds of fabulous people like you guys. You can't meet them hiding behind a computer or an iPhone or an iPad, okay? So we really worked to solidify and work on ideas on how to get more shows. And it sounds, like you're saying, well, yeah, if I knew that secret, we'd all be rich. But it's all about making a plan, talking to directors and consultants at the very basic level, which is getting shows on your calendar. Not worrying about next month, not worrying about getting recruits, get some shows on your schedule and make those shows terrific. And this year, in a trend that sometimes isn't always the norm, a lot of teams might have shrinking sales and they might have shrinking bookings. My team has, in some months, done 63% more sales this year than in previous years. That's a huge, huge build, right? So, another fallacy, I think that there is a conception up there that a director can just do the 5,000 on their own. I'll just do the 5,000 in sales by myself, and I'll keep making my director goal. The problem with that is that there is not a whole lot of money in that. Would you agree? Yeah. You're doing all the work. Yeah, you might keep the title, but you're doing all the work yourself. And that's a crazy way to do business. Our business was meant to be shared, it was meant to be celebrated, and it just keeps growing. Just like Becky and Nancy Jo showed you how it can grow. So the first thing I challenge you to do is go back and you work as hard as you can to get your show schedule where you want it. Nancy built her business on 2 shows a week. We all can do 2 shows a week. How many of you work full-time? I also worked full-time for the first 8 years of my business, and I worked 2 shows a week. You know what I had to give up, though? Some crappy TV once in a while. You know what I had to give up? Of the 3 kids that I still had at home, I could not go to every single game. I could not. And you shouldn't have to. They have other people in their life, and no child is ever going to come back to you in 20 years and say, oh, you missed that game. Because I have so many people who use their families as a weapon to not do the business, and it should be your reason to do the business. Can I hear a hallelujah? So, you spread that message to your teams and everyone you know that we're going to get back to doing shows. We can do catalog, we can do cooking, we can do Facebook, but we cannot just rely on that anymore. And we can't just try to get 5,000 in sales by getting all kinds of multiple hosts out there. We have to go cook because that's what we like doing, isn't it? Yes. All right. So that's what we did first. The second thing is we tried to use a personal touch. If you have team members who want more from the business, you cannot just simply train by a Facebook group. You can't train just by email. You can't just motivate. People, this is a personal business. You have to see people face to face, ear to ear on the phone. And this is another problem I have, and we've tried to work on that. People want to communicate in different ways. I understand that young people don't want to talk on the phone for whatever reason. They just don't want to. However, if you want to really make a connection with somebody and make them understand you and make them feel your heart and make them feel your emotion, how are you going to do that? Voice to voice. It cannot be in an email. I can't tell you how many texts and emails I've gotten that the message sounded kind of, I'll just be honest, snotty, crappy. I thought, what are these people saying to me? Team members, hosts and stuff. If somebody puts something in all caps, you take it at their shouting. Trust me, if you're my age, that's just because you can't see the damn keyboard. You're just going, I got nothing. I don't know I did it on all caps. That's just the way I can see it that way. Go back to the personal connections that built you into the consultant you are. Try doing things like maybe a breakfast with your team. Not just meetings, not just board stuff. Because when you come to this kind of thing, don't we appreciate all the other things? We like the training. I mean, you love to hear about this stuff, but my gosh, the favorite part of this whole thing is it not connecting with other people. I mean, when I was a young mom with kids, I just wanted to get anywhere out of that host convention. I'm there, It was meeting other people and learning from them and that downtime. So provide that for your team. Figure out what can you do. Could you do a breakfast of champions? Could you do a picnic at your house? Just forming Facebook groups and phone call groups just doesn't, in my opinion, make it anymore. We have to go back to what built our businesses, which was the personal touch. And then in your business, hang on a second. Hold on. Gotta look. Okay. Choose the few people that you really want to work with. Let's be honest, you can have a team of 100 like I do, and not all 100 want what I want for them, right? If you only have a team of 5, assume that 1 really is worth a darn. Really. It's just, you can't work with all 5. You got to pick the 1. But when you pick the 1 and you say something like to him, oh my gosh, I really see in you what I think could be a great leader in our team. Would you be willing to work with me? Could I Velcro you to me for the next month? One of the best things you can do is take somebody to one of your shows and talk to them on the way to the party, talk to them on the way home from the party, tell them, give them a game plan, show them what they need to do. They will go out and do it because you took the time to believe in them and pick them out personally. And this is how I develop directors, is choosing the people that I needed to work with. Yep. The rest of them, when the cream kind of comes up, then you can scoop them off. But don't be afraid to pick 1 or 2 people and tell them that you're your chosen ones for the next couple months would they like to work with you. It really does work, and that personal touch will really help you. Last but not least, because we got lots more people to talk about, is that I was reading an article and investigating this online, and it said to be the elite in any field, to become a master at anything, you need to invest 10,000 hours. Has anybody ever heard of this principle, this concept? There's a writer that's written about 10,000 hours. And there is such a thing as natural ability, natural talent, but that's not all there is to this. It's practice, 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 and practice comes in at parties. You practice your sales skills, you practice your booking skills. I'm so sorry. I'll make it better. I got some toilet paper if you need it. You practice your skills, and let's say you're really good at the sales. Maybe that you've already got down pat. Don't keep them just working on that. Now you pick up and really work on the bookings part. And then you work on the recruiting part. Because you know what? If you get good at the sales and really good at the sales, the bookings are going to come naturally. And then as soon as you've got enough parties, the recruits are going to come naturally. Go back to the beginning. Get your shows up to date. Work like heck. Get out of here tonight and start calling a few people and saying, I've got a really great style of party I'm going to want to try with you. Talk about the grill pan that Tennille taught you about and Love taught you about, that interactive show. And next conference, we're all going to come back and we're going to all be 1 level higher than we are today, right? Amen. Because if you make that your goal to be promoted by next conference, wonderful things will happen to your business. I hope they happen for you. I'll see you around. See you at the top.